JT and Philip break it down from kickoff to the final slide. Every snap, every route, every block from the black and gold pride. Who rose up in the trenches? Who vanished when it counted most? They call out the heroes and the gaps, set the record, raise a toast. They map Sundays, filmed in next week's foe. Matchups, schematic stride. Which players inspired hope? Which ones need work to turn the tide? What the team needs, sharper hands, cleaner pass, protection, grit. What the team lacks, depth on key downs, time and lost where yards were split. Coaching choices under the microscope, personnel plans apply. JT and Philip give the homework, tell Yins how we'll ride. Get out your terrible towel and wave it with pride on game day wide. Listen to Steelers Rewind, Sunday prep for the faithful by your side. Yinzer's tune, towels held high. JT and Philip lead the guide. Sports 5-0, Steelers Rewind. Study the tape, then ride. JT and Philip break it down from kickoff to the final slide. Every snap, every route, every block from the black and gold pride. Who rose up in the trenches? Who vanished when it counted most? They call out the heroes and the gaps, set the record, raise a toast.
All right, welcome to Steelers Rewind. Amazing what AI can do. You throw a couple lyrics in there and it comes up with a song like that. It's a new song for us, Steelers Rewind. I am JT. I'm gonna have Philip on here in a second. Before we get started, our sponsor for today is Kiss My Apples Bakery. I'm gonna tell you what, Taylor does an unbelievable job. We used her for my daughter's wedding. It was one of the best wedding cakes I've ever had in my life. They make the best desserts in the Berg. Taylor specializes in all kinds of different styles of sweets. I mean, cookies, cheesecakes, regular cakes. She does a phenomenal job. So if you have a chance, call 412-419-1054. Kiss My Apples. I believe too she's even taking on pierogi orders right now. So give Taylor a phone call, and she'll take care of any of your needs, especially if you have a birthday or like a wedding or anything like that. So get a hold of her. Philip, how you doing, man?
Good. You made me hungry just from this sponsorship. Everything sounds great. What she's doing.
I gotta get some pictures because the pictures are phenomenal. She got some wonderful stuff. I bought a cheesecake. It's like a cheesecake roll off of her a couple months ago, and I did a podcast with it, eating it, and it was phenomenal. So
that's not fair.
I know, but not to keep. Well, she's actually probably gonna be doing some of our live podcasting, and if we when we do the live draft party next year for the NFL draft, she will be supplying the desserts. So it'll be good. So we're about to get something, I promise, eventually. So
very nice, very nice.
Philip, the game came and it went. It was fast. It was 9:30 in the morning, which was different. It was crazy. What do you think about the 24-21 victory? I mean, it looked like it was. I know they tried showing pictures of the Vikings fans here and there, but from all intents and purposes, it was black and gold country.
Well, based on what you just said, it was fast and furious. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about what we were going to be discussing tonight, and I can't help but to think of when Saturday Night Live, when Seth Meyers did the news, and he had that character Stefan on, and he would say, well, this place has a little bit of everything, yesterday, and he would do this, if that during that skit during the news. Anyway, yesterday's game had a little bit of everything. Okay.
Yes, it did.
And what it had that was most impressive was that everybody seemed to play well on both sides of the ball for the Steelers. They shut down the Minnesota running game. They sacked Carson Wentz 6 times. Okay. Benton had 2 of them. He showed up yesterday, and that entire team, they played some very good football. And I know that the game got close towards the end and got a little bit scary towards the end, but they walk away with the win in Dublin, Ireland. And there was a competitive game.
I agree. I thought, I mean, Tomlin has a way of winning ugly, but he wins ugly sometimes when he doesn't need to win ugly. And I think I'm trying to find the happy medium there with people, because I know people will flip in. You get the fire Tomlins all over Facebook. That's a normal every week thing. I don't even really faze me anymore. But I do get their point. I mean, we had a chance to put that game away.
Yeah.
You can't do that against a really good team like a, I hate to say it, like a 1-3 Ravens team that shouldn't be 1-3. When we play them, you gotta about to put them away. I thought the Steelers defense was very good. I thought at the beginning of the game they made me nervous, because I know Justin Jefferson still got his 10 catches, 100, but he only had 123 yards or whatever it was on 10 catches. So to me, they were giving him underneath kind of passes, and the only thing I don't get was the long pass. That the long one down the sideline that
Madison.
The Peyton Wilson looked like Superman running 100 miles an hour. And made the tackle. That was a touchdown. That was the one play. I don't know what happened there. What was who messed up?
It was miscommunication between LaShawn Elliott and Darius Slay is what it looked like to me, because they were both in that area, and they seemed to kind of stop. And I think LaShawn Elliott was thinking, playing strong safety, that maybe he has that play, assuming that Darius Slay is running backfield, to cover Addison. I don't know, but that was my impression of it. But Carson Wentz underthrew that ball. Addison had to stop. If he doesn't underthrow that ball,
that's an easy touchdown.
That's a touchdown. Peyton Wilson's not going to catch him.
I'll let you answer this. This is from Timothy Matthew McCune. Can I ask your thoughts about the Superman stance Rodgers did during the tush push? I think Rodgers. To me, this is the one thing I like about Aaron Rodgers right now, Timothy. I think he's having fun. Like he almost looks like he's a younger kid again. And even his interviews, he's smiling. He's like, I had a couple Guinnesses the other night, and I hope there's a couple more Guinnesses on the flight home. I mean, he just seems like a different person right now. And I think I think this is like how a storybook. I'm not saying we're going to win the Super Bowl, so don't do that. But I think this has the makings of like a storybook thing. 41-year-old guy, his career looked over. Maybe this is that one hurrah. I mean, we've seen it here already. We've seen it with Jerome Bettis. Bettis's career was basically over, and the whole Super Bowl run was for him.
2005, 20 years ago. I loved it when they kept showing the replay, of him just standing there like this, like Timothy said, hands on the hips, like Superman. And then he gives a signal, he knew they were going to convert. yeah, it was fun to watch. And Aaron Rodgers, you said it appropriately. He is having fun. It seems like,
Yeah, because that's part of the problem when we got him was I didn't know what his attitude was going to be like. I didn't know if he was going to be that guy that's just ripping on his teammates, firing them, doing it the wrong way. Like he seemed like the last couple of years he was doing it the wrong way. He was screaming at guys out on the field, doing stuff. I think as of now, I know it's only 4 games in. I think he's happy on how things are going. Don't get me wrong. I think there's going to be a time this year when he's going to disagree with Arthur Smith or Mike Tomlin. He's going to want to make.
He did it yesterday in the game. They were just in the field goal unit out, and and not just him, Mason McCormick. There were others that no, go back. And Boswell was already out in the field. He thought he was going to be kicking, and then they showed him running back to the sideline.
And that's what you want. I mean, that's what they should have done. I mean, I know I hate being a Monday morning quarterback, but I'm going to say honestly, I said kick the field goal at the time. I didn't say it now after I knew the play didn't work, but get the points, man. I mean. That's just the way I feel. Like you always, at that point in the game, get the points, kick it off, kick it deep, do what you got to do.
Well, you know what? Here's what I was thinking when that happened. Okay, Gainwell was a yard short from scoring that touchdown. He ended up with 99 yards rushing. He ended up with like 5 point whatever per carry, his average. And I was texting some of my friends saying, look, they're starting at the 1, and the Steelers defense was playing so well. They were so dominant that I thought for sure there was going to be a stop, and then they were just moving downfield. They were marching downfield. Then he threw that pass to Addison, and he was a yard short thanks to Peyton Wilson, who had a great game yesterday. I think he had 11 tackles. He really showed up. Everyone was worried about him. When's he going to show up? When's he going to do his thing?
Peyton Wilson's that guy that's going to be. He might go quiet for a while, but he's always going to make a spot. He's going to be a splash player, man. He reminds me of a guy that he's going to have 2 or 3 interceptions, a couple fumble recoveries, return them for touchdowns. He's just going to be that guy. He's just always in a race. But I think him and Herbig, man, and the youth on that team.
Herbig had a great. They all played well yesterday. I mean, that's what I love about yesterday's game. We, one of the first 3 games, we're just pointing at 1 or 2 players who seemed to play pretty well, who seemed to play pretty decent. And then we were like, okay, what about the rest of the team, on defense? Everybody played well.
Kevin Baverso, he says, Rodgers definitely is having fun, seems very relaxed. Perhaps he knows this is it for him, just going to enjoy this being his last season. Kevin, I think that's what he does. I think he knows this is it, man. He's going to let it. He said everything great since he's been here. He said, I couldn't find a better team to end my career with than Mike Tomlin. He wants to win. And it has the makings. And the NFL has had this so many times, man. I'm not saying that we're the best team. We're not the best team. But I've seen this so many times where there's that little storyline. This could be – just keep watching it, man. If the Steelers' defense keep getting better, and maybe they found something in Gainwell this week. Maybe I still don't understand the passing game. I don't understand where Roman Wilson is. That put him on the back of a milk carton right now because I don't understand from everything I saw in exhibition season till now. He looked good. He looked decent in exhibition. I know it's exhibition, but man, I mean, this guy's not getting playing time. You're playing Skoranek.
Muth he was only out there for 16 snaps. Pat Freiermuth. It's like he's disappearing.
But they started using Denzel Washington a little bit more, which that doesn't bother me that much either. What's it like to have a win this year? Asking for the UCLA fan base. Terry Walker, I feel bad for you. I know you're a big UCLA fan. I know you guys may not win a game this year, Terry. I mean, you fired your coach. Now you got to get rid of your quarterback and do something there. But I feel your pain, man. I've been a Pirate fan for 51 years, so I feel you. I feel you wholeheartedly there. John, we got some. I'm appreciating all these people out there. Thank you guys. John Anzenberger, they should have allowed them to convert the 4th and 1 in the 4th quarter. That punt gave me heart failure. John, I do agree with that as well because special teams this year has not been a bright spot for the Steelers. It's a little. I think their kick return coverage team's gotten a little bit better from the beginning, but it feels like our kick returner gets the ball at the 1 yard line and runs in slow motion. Then the other team gets the ball, and it seems like they're at the 30-yard line before our players even touch them. So I don't know what the deal is with the I don't think Caleb Johnson's a kick returner for one. I that's where we might be a year off on the what's the guy's name from Atlanta that we brought in for a year? He's like one of the best kick returners of all time. He was our fullback last year, running back. So it's gonna escape me right now.
Number 84.
Yeah, we cut him because we cut him this year. But
yep.
Cordell Patterson.
Yeah.
This might have been the year to have Patterson because the way the rules have changed. They ain't kicking the ball in the end zone anymore. But we don't have a guy that can return the ball as good as some of the other people. But John, I agree with you wholeheartedly, man. Anytime you can not have to punt the ball or kick the ball off at just in a stage of the game. TC Javord should have took the field goal at the goal line though too. I do agree with that. I get the points here. I know a first down the game's over. I get that point of it too. I just got done watching the Penn State-Oregon game this weekend, and Dan Lanning, the coach of Oregon, goes for it no matter what. No matter what. I mean, I'm watching it with a Penn State fan. They're on the other side of the field on their 38, 4th and 1. He's like, he's going to go for him. Like, you serious? And this dude just goes for everything. Tomlin's usually this is sort of backwards for Tomlin. He usually does take the points where you hear people screaming, "Oh man, we could have put them away." I would have taken
a history of doing that, right? He does.
I would have taken the points there though. But the other thing you got to think is, did Minnesota have something on the Steelers? They already blocked the kick. Maybe the Steelers weren't feeling comfortable with the field goal protection there too. They blocked that kick fairly easy early in the game.
I mean, Brian Flores is an influence within the coaching staff. He might know some things about the special teams from whenever he was, with the Steelers, even though that was 3 years ago. But they watch tape. They know what's going on. They know the weaknesses. They're supposed to at least. So you could be very well right about that, JT.
I mean, it's hard. It's, like I said, I hate being a Monday morning quarterback. All I'm going to say is you can ask the people that I was at the bar with. I said, kick the field goal. My son said kick the field goal, but just like TC Javor, he has Boswell on his fantasy team. That was easy points for him. So he wanted the Boswell points because he already lost the points early in the game when they blocked it. But let's get into some of the stats. We already talked about Gainwell, the 99 yards. I thought Gainwell ran really well. I thought that he made great cuts. His vision looked really good for once. Where I thought early in the year it was like he was getting pretty much running right into the defense, not really making moves. I thought he looked phenomenal filling in for Warren. Justin Jefferson, like I said before, he had 10 catches for 126. You live with that, right? 12.6 a catch on Justin Jefferson. At the beginning of the game, it didn't make me nervous. I don't know if people out there listening, if you were nervous. It looked like we've given him a lot of space to make these 10, 12-yard catches where you don't want to give him that much space because not that he's DK Metcalf with like his breakaway speed and all that, but you don't want to give a guy a chance to make a move and beat you that way.
That I attribute that to the entire defensive play. I mean, they were very effective with the pass rush. I know that the Steelers D is infamous for leaving the middle of the field wide open, but Wentz didn't have time to throw. So in that, and also they were obviously doing a good job with pass coverage, depending on the scheme, depending on the play, that's where the Steelers pretty much shined by shutting Jefferson down. I mean, I'm used to seeing Justin Jefferson, scoring, a 70-yard touchdown pass, because he has the speed. He's one of the best receivers in the game.
Yeah, it looked like that was the game plan. They weren't going to give him the deep ball. They were going to let him take the underneath passes. Like we already talked about, the Jordan Addison big one was definitely a blown coverage. There was nobody within 10 yards of him. The Peyton Wilson. I would love to know what Peyton. I don't know if they did it. What was he running there? Like 23 miles an hour? Because I mean, he literally was a bull. I mean, Peyton Wilson can run. There's no doubt about that.
It was so much fun to see him, get to get the Addison the way that he did. I mean, that was the only bright spot, if you want to call it a bright spot, was he was showcasing his speed. He's showing what his abilities are, not just hitting hard, but the fact that he's got some wheels, that he can burn it when he needs to.
And you can live with Carson Wentz thrown for 350 because he threw the ball 46 times. I mean, when a quarterback throws the ball 46 times, he's going to throw for over 300 yards. But we held him in check though. 2 interceptions. He had 30 completions, so it wasn't like he was getting like 20 yards of completion or anything like that. So the defense, I think, they bent, but they didn't break. That's the Steelers D though. They made big plays when they had to. The 2 interceptions. I don't even want to talk about the fumble recovery because that's one of the worst rules in the NFL. And when they said it, I remember that from a year or two ago watching the game that if the guy touches the ball while he's out of bounds, which is ridiculous to me. But that would have been another big splash play. That would have changed. That definitely would have changed the tune of the game as well. But you got to give Carson Wentz some credit. Guys, older quarterback. He still got it, man. They're gonna win games with Carson Wentz there.
Yeah, I don't know that every other team. I don't know their schedule. I don't know who they're playing in London next weekend. I think that's against the Browns, isn't it?
Yeah, they're playing the Browns. They're playing 2 weeks in a row. They're going to be over the pond. So,
and the Browns do have a good defense. You can't say they don't. I'll be interested to see what how they pass rush, how they scheme against Wentz and their receivers if they shut down their backup running back. I mean, I don't know. We'll see.
And
every game is different. Every game is.
It's sort of amazing how they do that with the scheduling. I don't know how they come up with it, but Steelers went over there, we get a week off. The Browns are going over there, and they get to play the Steelers after the Steelers had their week off. So, I mean, I know you can't. It's impossible, I guess, if you want to. I mean, the Vikings 2 weeks in a row. I'm hoping they're off next week. They have to be off.
They will be. They have the bye after the game in London.
Okay, I'm gonna say 2 weeks over in a row. Are they coming back home and going back over?
No, they're staying. I don't know if they're staying in Ireland and then flying to London, or if they're going straight to London. I don't know that part. I was actually curious to know that, to be honest with you. It would make sense if they stay in Ireland and practice there and then fly over to London for the game.
And by the way, I got this question from Timothy. I don't know.
Quick flight from Dublin to London, so.
Yeah, they probably are going to stay over there. It'd be dumb to come back home and go through all that again.
They're not going to do that.
No. Timothy, I do remember he was winking at Tom. I don't think it was planned by no means, though. I mean, look how long it took him to sign this offseason anyways. If it was a planned thing, I think it would have been a little bit more out there. But, I mean, it's a good storyline. I mean, everything about this year could be, like I said, it could be storybook, man. I mean, we're in good shape right now, too. I mean, if you think about it, Baltimore, we don't know what Lamar Jackson's situation is or if it's going to be something he's going to be favoring for a while. That if he can't run, that's a big. I mean, that makes Lamar Jackson human, basically. Cincinnati without Burrow, I don't think they're going to be an issue as the year goes on. And then Cleveland is Cleveland. I mean, I think Cleveland will give us a game, give us a game both times. They have defense, but I think we're in good shape in our division right now. As long as the Steelers continue to improve, that's the thing, people. You can't ask for a perfect game every week. We haven't had close to a perfect game yet. I mean.
No.
I think the defense against the Vikings did show. I mean, I think the good thing is too on defense, you're not getting it from just TJ Watt. You're getting it from, like you said, Keanu Benton. You're getting it from, I think Cam Hayward's starting to step up a little bit more again. Mm-hmm. That's a scary thing. There's a lot of moving pieces on that defense. I mean, and think about it, Porter still ain't there yet. So, I mean, once you get all that going, that's a defense should be what they're worth, man. 156 million or whatever the deal is there. So
we have to talk about James Pierre. He saved the game yesterday. He had the broken pass. He broke down a pass. He deflected what would have been a touchdown pass or right on the one or whatever. And he at the end of the game he played huge. And he originally didn't even make the team this year.
Yep. He's one of them guys that always seem to find a way.
I love seeing him out there doing his thing. It was impressive.
I agree. I mean, the team had a lot of unsung heroes yesterday, to say the least. I mean, I don't think anybody would have thought, if anybody told Kenneth Gainwell getting 90+ yards, then I'd be like, you're lying. There's no way he did that. I mean, he played well. I mean, I I still think he's nothing more than. I think now he's slid in maybe that backup role because I think Caleb Johnson's just going to be one of them guys that slowly come along. Um, sort of like the Roman Wilson thing. I hope Roman Wilson's not as bad as they're. I hope the rumors from last year aren't still true. That I mean, they said he didn't learn his pass routes. So I'm
Yeah, I
hoping that.
haven't seen too much about him. I haven't read anything about him, to be honest with you. But they're going to be on a bye, um, and maybe there's like some type of injury that he has. They're not putting him on the injury list. I doubt that's the case, but we don't know. I mean, sometimes Tomlin has a way of just not putting certain players out there. He does do
Yeah, I
that
mean,
too.
with our receivers, I mean, I'm hoping Austin. They said ain't bad. He should be with the bye week. He should be back. It wasn't a bad injury when he was hobbling off the field. That's a good thing.
Right.
I love that they're starting to use Washington more as a receiver because that's what I really really like. Really like what Washington brings. You can't. He's like a big basketball player. You can't box him out. Like you get the ball in his body, it's just he's gonna catch the ball. He's got big hands. He's a big boy. I think they should use him. And if I'm in a red zone, Darnell Washington is on that field every single time. There's no doubt in my mind because he could either
You got
block.
to throw to him. You
Yeah,
get him in a corner. The only way you're going to take him down is a pass interference. He's got the height. He's got the hands. He's just a good player. He's blocking well. He's so versatile. He has the ability to play like your prototypical Pro Bowl tight end. He has it.
yeah, I agree.
He
We got
has
some we got some good questions rolling in now. Steelers need a number two receiver. 19 is apparently out for a few weeks. I heard that he could be out a week or two, but I also heard that he said that it's not that big a deal, but you know how players are, and it was on his flight back. He said he thinks that the bye week he should be fine. But either way, we need a number two receiver, anyways. I've been saying that from the get go. We don't. If you can't get Austin's not a number two receiver. He's not a number two. If he's your number three, you're all right. You're not doing too bad. But your number two, that's a little rough. So I agree with that. Who we got here? We got Joe Name. I
Joe
like that.
Nine,
No, Joe Nime. I'm sorry. I was gonna say he's almost
my
halfway.
neighbor.
He's almost halfway to Namath. I like that name, but Nime makes sense. Steelers need to get AJ Brown. He wants out of Philly and isn't happy there. Load this team up. I sort of agree, man. I think that's. I would if you think that you definitely have a chance, which I still think they're light years behind the Bills. The Chiefs showed me something yesterday. I thought we were getting closer to the Chiefs, but they look like they could still put points on the board. They did it against Baltimore yesterday. But I have no problem getting a number two. I've been saying it the whole way. I mean, I've been wanting a number two. I wanted who's the guy that just you know, I forget the guy that just signed right before the season started that we were rumored to get, but we don't need no Alan Lazards. We get AJ Brown for whatever. I would do it too. If he wants out, and AJ Brown wants out, he's going to get out because he could be a diva as anybody could be a diva. So he could run himself out of Philly in a heartbeat. Another
Yeah.
good point here. TC Javor, they should run the tush push with Washington. Dude, I'm going to
That'd
tell
be
you what,
fantastic.
that's not a bad idea. I saw who was the game I was watching? I saw a tackle get the ball and run a play. You can't bring the guy down. It's like 350-pound tackle they gave the ball to.
That's what the Bears did. They bring in the fridge, when they were like, first and goal at the 2 or whatever, and they just give the ball to the fridge. No one was touching him. He can run outside actually and score.
I mean, I like your guys' ideas though. We definitely need a number two, or we have talented tight ends. It looks like they're only going to use who's the guy we just my names. The guy we got from the trade, Jonnu Smith. It looks like Jonnu Smith is only being used in these weird spots, like little catches, like little, like almost like out in a flat kind of thing. He doesn't look like he's running routes like over the middle. And we don't. If you guys notice this, I've made this statement a million times. The Steelers do not use the middle of the field, and it's going to catch up to them eventually. It's going to catch up to them. I mean, Russell Wilson didn't use the middle of the field. We were winning games because he was throwing them lollipops on the sideline until teams were like, you know what, let's set up our defense on the sideline.
Kenny
And he
Pickett, when
couldn't.
he was playing, I mean, it's like he wasn't allowed to throw in the middle. You know,
Yeah,
that was with the Matt Canada offense too.
That's his.
Let's remember.
Yeah, the Steelers have some problems with like using the middle of the field. I mean, the Metcalf catch is a quick shot over the middle, and you saw how good that was. I mean, by the way, that guy is insane. Like his speed, like watching the replay of that, watching how he just picks up 2 yards every stride on a guy. That reminds me of the thing he did in Seattle. I can't remember who made the interception, but remember he was like I think they said he was 15 yards behind the guy when the guy picked it off, and he caught the guy. He ran like 20. I think it was the fastest run they've ever timed in the NFL, like in that speed thing. But I think it was against Dallas a couple of years ago. But he caught the guy after being behind him 15 yards. He's got that kind of speed, and you got to get the ball. If you're not going to have a number 2, you got to use Metcalf a ton. You got to set up screens. You got to set up. I still don't think
Rodgers are really starting. They're starting to connect right now, JT. And let's go back to that play. You see how fast, how quick Rodgers released that ball on a string.
Yes, he did.
You know, he hit him perfectly. I mean, right where it had to be. The timing, they're getting their timing down. Rodgers shines with a receiver like DK Metcalf. DK Metcalf shines when he has a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. So that's going to be a lethal combination as we get into the second quarter of the season. We're done with the first quarter of the games, the first 4 games, even though there's now 17 games. Yeah. Mathematically, that doesn't sound right, but you still break down your schedule in groups of 4. And in today's NFL, your first 4 games are really your preseason with your starters, because there's hardly any starters that play in the preseason. So this is a time that they're starting to gel. They're starting to get their timing down. They're starting to get their groove. Okay. So that's what I loved about that game yesterday. It seemed like they were getting their groove on both sides of the ball. The offensive line played very, very well yesterday. The open holes for Gainwell. There weren't too many pressures.
They only gave up 2 sacks. 2 sacks was it. That's all they gave up. 2 sacks.
Yeah. I mean, and I was watching. I had my eye completely 100% on Broderick Jones. Okay, because he's the left tackle that's scaring the crap out of everybody, and he played a great game yesterday. And you go back to Rodgers' fumble. Okay. And I watched this a couple times, the replays. Not only did Jones stay with that pass rusher, they went around Aaron Rodgers. He stayed with him. And when Rodgers took off, Jones was following him. And he was at the right place at the right time, because that ball bounced up and landed right in Jones' hands.
Yeah, that was almost like a slight of hand, the way the ball just ended up in his. It was a perfect bounce.
Yeah,
they got lucky there.
That's Jones staying with his player, his assigned block, you know, and just overall, he had a very good game. The entire offensive line, I thought, played very well.
And Joe Anzenberger says, how about that Isaiah Rodgers getting past the Steelers line to block the field goal fully unchecked? I agree, Joe, and I think that had something that might have played into. I don't know if it made the decision for Tomlin, but he might have just been like, we need a yard, the game could be over. We kick a field goal. They blocked one already this game, and Philip had a good point. I mean, this is Flores' team on defense and special teams. Yeah. I'm sure he knows what we lack, or he can know. There was definitely something wrong there. He definitely came in unchecked. I mean, Boswell had no prayer at all. It had nothing to do with the kick whatsoever. The ball was blocked.
Nope. But Isaiah Rodgers is an insane player. You saw what he did the week before. He had the global recovery for a touchdown.
Hey,
he had an interception return for a touchdown. And he had one other splash play, all in special teams, if I remember correctly. But Isaiah Rodgers, I thought he was going to do more than he did yesterday. So, that's why I'm so thankful that the Steelers came out, with a win, because when I was looking at the schedule, I had the Steelers losing to the Vikings on paper going into the season. I didn't think they were going to come out of Dublin with a win. So
Hey, Gene Smith puts this as the last 2 weeks of Steelers stats: 11 sacks, 49 pressures, 7 takeaways. He said that's the last 2 weeks. What we've done, and you're right, Gene. We've talked about this. I think the defense is slowly becoming scary. They still bend. They bend. They give up yards. This is the second. I think this might be I think all 3 games now. We've I think 3 out of the 4 games, maybe all. Actually, it might be all 4 games. We've been out. We've given up more yards, and we've had the ball less than our opponents. So that's not a good sign to be in. I know last week, New England put up some yards against us. This game, the Vikings gained us, but they had the ball a lot more than us too. They had the ball 6 minutes more than us. Before we get going, guys, just so you know, we're gonna be off next week. We're gonna do a show, but there's no Steeler game, so we're gonna go in depth on next Monday to talk about what the Browns did down in London, because that's our next opponent. We're gonna break down the AFC North, where they're at. The Steelers should be in first place by themselves going into next week. I think Cincy's going to lose tonight to Denver, but you never know, especially the way the games are right now. Is that Denver they play? Yeah.
Yeah, they played Denver. They started at 8:00. Right now, it looks like the Dolphins are up 10-3. I think it's at the half already. And then the other game's on ABC on Channel 4.
Okay, so I have a feeling we're going to be in first by ourselves. We'll be 2 games. No matter what, we're 2 games ahead of the Ravens. You got to jump on that opportunity to keep them 2 away from us. And before we get going, once again, Kiss My Apples Bakery. Her name's Taylor Doherty. Great. She's a great chef. Great everything, man. She makes the best cakes. I'm telling you what, man. My daughter's wedding was out in North Park, and she brought the cake out. It was phenomenal with the with the strawberry icing and the strawberry filling. It was a phenomenal cake. Went over well. She also does cookies. She does pierogies. She does everything. If you get a chance, give her a call at 412. It's coming up right here because I don't got it by hand. But give her a call at 412-419-1054. She will take care of anything you guys need. And you're right, TC, she's a baker, not a chef, but she does a little bit of everything because she does make pierogies as well. Guys, it was a great show. Philip, great show, guys. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, JT.
We didn't even get to everybody. I think John Anzenberger said spoiler alert. So I'm thinking he means the Broncos game, which you never know, man. The NFL, I tell people all the time, you got to play the games. There's no reason, no way in heck that you thought that the Giants were going to beat the Chargers yesterday. There's no way. I mean, the Chargers were looking good. Giants were looking bad. They were starting a rookie quarterback, and the Giants go out and beat them. Gene, maybe I will jump on the Bubba show tonight. I'll reach out to Bubba, see what he's doing. But guys, thank you so much. We are Sportsbible. We are Steelers Rewind. I want to thank everybody for checking in. Remember, check out www.sportsbible.com. If you haven't yet, please follow us. Get our followers up, and then get on our YouTube and follow that and subscribe to that, because you'll get free. You have a chance to win a Heinz Ward autographed jersey. So please do that as well. Thank you.
Let me thank my buddies who hopped on too. Sorry, Kevin Baverso, Joe Nine, and my 2 cousins, Joe and John Anzenberger. They're brothers. Joe's in Missouri. John's up in Watertown, New York. So we're getting this podcast out to different parts of the country.
That's phenomenal. I appreciate all you guys. And great questions to you guys. Tell you guys know what you're talking about. So thank you guys. Thank you, Philip. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks, JT. Have a good night, man.